From we New Englandville studios, good morning and welcome to the second edition of the program Good Morning Salone for this week, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today, that's Tuesday, May 21st, 2019. We will bring the program come to you this Tuesday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Inside this edition of the program Good Morning Salone, the Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, Sadiq Siladon, confirmed say the 50 school bus them where government been buying at China this BNTM go reach the country by the end of June this year. The National Secretary General na the Coalition for Change Party, Koigo Aloysius Fo say them party no go take part in the Bintumani 3 conference because they say government late for send the invitation to them party chairman and leader. And today inside the program, Radio Democracy will talk to the chairman of the Western Area Rural District Council, Kasho J. Holland Cole. We will talk about in one year office.
Well, this and plenty other story them, then are the program for you this Tuesday morning, plus the chairman for the Police Partnership Board na Lonsal Tong, Mohamed S. Kamara don't call on authority them na the mining sector for advice mining company them for the cover the old them where they can dig for do the mining work. And work about 7 inside the program for you this morning. Remember, so you listen to we live on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by AfriCell. The program na Good Morning Salone. You can same way so send we message on the number 077-981-981, or if you watch we now Facebook page, comment on the issues them way we discuss na the program this morning.
The first issue we look at na the program today, as the Director General for the National Civil Registration Authority, Mohamed Masako, say NCRA don't almost complete their work for the civil registration and vital statistics process. He said the United Nations don't ask Salone for go present the country assessment reports for make other African countries them go learn from Salone. Elizabeth Campbell Binde Usa Ebidegidis update to journalists them and Igona reports.
From January to now, according to the Director General of the National Civil Registration Authority, Mohamed Masako, say NTRA and them partner them don't able for do plenty activity them for push the civil registration and vital statistics system na the country go before. Also, it talk about the data collection where they don't do all over the country and cover 6 key area them where the United Nations say them for meet.
We wanted to share this with the public that as a government we have commenced the assessment. We have done the technical training that is prescribed by the United Nations for CRVS in all African countries. We have also done the countrywide field data collection on vital areas relevant to CRVS. Those 2 exercises have been completed successfully that cover the 6 thematic areas that the UN prescribed for civil registration: birth and death, adoption and marriages, divorce, causes of death, nullification, etc. etc. We are now looking at the report as a government and partners. The next stage will be to conduct regional validation. By the 27th of this month, commence the conduct of regional validation covering all 5 regions in this country to make sure that the data that was obtained from those people, authorities or communities in this country reflects their opinion.
With all then Kenya where the National Civil Registration Authority don't make the United Nations don't ask or make Salone present the comprehensive country assessment reports that the Ministers' Conference on Civil Registration and Vital Statistics for make Salone share in reports to African country them for make them see how civil registration and vital statistics for them all Africa country them.
The process has not completed, but we have gone 60-70% way forward on it. We have been requested by the United Nations to present Sierra Leone's report, comprehensive country assessment report, at the Ministers' Conference on CRVS in Zambia that we held in October this year. That is to tell you that we have not done it. It's like we have already passed because they are following the report from the consultants and they have written to us as a government that we want Sierra Leone to share its report to the wider Africa countries to see how civil registration and vital statistics should be placed, should be managed, and should be integrated in all African countries.
For make any country develop and then civil registration operates proper one, the e-governance aspects get key role for play. And Salone one country we don't struggle for do that. With this according to the Director General na NCRA, he say the UN don't call Salone for be part of this process.
We are in line with it. That is why we at the government of Sierra Leone organize an executive training for institutions for one Estonia. Estonia is a country in Europe where advanced, if not the most advanced country for e-governance. And the delegation in go, NCIA was to be part of that delegation. But what we do, we ask them for look at some other modules we want for we get the training on, so that it will be very comprehensive for we. Since now we are the custodian of CRVS, now we are the authority for CRVS, all we can make sure say benefit this country. With CRVS, we have a very good, efficient e-governance. You don't want to have a limited knowledge in it. The UNDP don't communicate our would.
One concern where the public get that the biometric ID card where government not starts for it. This be make been put the question to the Director General na NCRA where this assure the public say no go say again. Then go begin give this biometric ID card because it say government not almost complete for buy the other thing them where for make them start this process.
As a government, we don't almost conclude the procurement exercise. We will warrant the access or acquisition of equipment we will need for confirm all of the details of registrants we have had, the 5 million and more, as well as going into the registry. The remaining 2 or more people will not be registered. What we want to do is that we should be able to do that in the coming months. June, July should be a date.
The Director General of the National Civil Registration Authority, Mohamed Massakoy, and say government say try for make sure say Salone gets very good ICT digital identity management system. We go match up with developing country them. For Radio Democracy, Mina Elizabeth Campbell the report.
It's time for Studio Clock now 7:37 and you listen to the program Good Morning Salone where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Alright, we sorry for that small each day. We get some issues with the mic in studio, but we dey carry on with the program Good Morning Salone where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. The time for my studio clock now 7:37 and we look at more issues inside the program. This being time, the President, Julius Madabio, been called the Creole descendants and the Creole community for talk to them in the State House, but some concern them where them people have been raised for sake of the Minister of Land, Housing and Infrastructure, Usai President Bio, been looking inside the issue here and hand the issues them to the Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo so that instead go look inside the issues them and try for settle them. Well, after this meeting, Theodore Arena been talked to Femi Claudius Cole. We been chair the meeting where the Creole community and the Creole descendants then be all na State House with the President. He explained more, but waiting come out inside this meeting to Theodore Arena.
Actually, the president request for meet with we've been so happy we get the phone call say then give you an appointment for 4 o'clock for that day. I mean short notice, but I think say the reason why I make the president call me now because of the engagement we don't engage in different forums them about the land issue, the words that we the minister they say and the actions we see the minister they carry out in terms of claiming private lands as state lands, etc., etc.
Okay, now make we talk about some of the discussion that we get with President Bio during our meeting.
Well, the meeting with President Bio was more of 3 people give a statement. Aja Alari, 9-Force as chairman, 9 acting chair for KDU, 9-Force talk, and the president for KC, Valkassel, INSEF talk. And generally talk on a little bit about the issue of land, that the land tenure laws, then touch on that topic there. Then finally, in my last talk, me actually was bold enough for tell the presidency the Minister of Lands, we get issue with the execution of his duties, a lack of following procedure, and some of the statements where they make on the media. The minister, they come out with statements to the effect of 99% of all land documents in the Western area are fake. Now, my question to that, and I asked the president, if the minister makes such a claim, that speaks to the efficiency and the level of corruption that is evident in that ministry, because documents get a process. You not also go buy land land, then check have paper, then give receipts. No. Documents a day, you get for do a survey, then get for carry that survey they go, then get for make sure say the survey proper, they go na chatting room, then chat them, then put the coordinates for make sure say it not fall under state land, na a private land. Before ever, then go sign them, and all the relevant qualified people then go sign them. So for the minister for come out with such a sweeping statement, it speaks to the efficiency of the minister. And so when me talk to the president, me on talk nabe, I get for talk to the minister for let the minister begin for follow due process, that the minister's power not give the rights for be the judge, for be the jury, and for be the executioner. There is a process of land purchase, of land acquisition, where there is a paper trail and there is a legal process. So this minister cannot, enough of us bypass him, even to the fact say it go and actually physically be present for demolish people and structures, turn water and then cement in his presence. That is not the actions of a responsible minister of any department. So my call to the president was, Mr. President, we beg you for let you call you minister home and tell and say he's not above the law, he got to follow due process, and when he's on the media, he has to speak factually, not making up things as he goes along, making up rules as he go along.
Why now they come up with this matter?
Now the minister himself initiates this issue with the article where utterances the way it only make with regards to the fake documents that he's claiming that people, 99% of people in the Western area are owning. There are fake documents, there are land grabbers, there is a problem that needs to be addressed. I know they say that, but there is a proper way as a minister of the government of Sierra Leone representing the people of the Republic of Sierra Leone, proper way they way if execute in job and in duties.
Now we don't the government they say that they claim all state land. Most people then say then get documents for their land there. So what's now on evidence?
If the people then they claim say then get them documents, then assign a department, assign one or two knowledgeable people we can begin for verify them documents. Process day. You not or you one grain go able for look at you sabi all things. There are surveyors, there is GPS coordinates, where they follow you verify it in a state land. And there is the history of the Western area, the history of Freetown, where Inking refer to, there are documents. There has been 2004, then do demarcation, where then demarcate area for the line ministries, the one for NPA, the one then did complete demarcation of a lot of the peninsular areas. So documents are there. If the minister cares to do his homework, he can able for ascertain where and how state land was demarcated.
So I feel say with what I don't go discuss so with President Julius Maada Bio on the way day.
Well, if you go to the president of the country, you hope and prayer is that where you don't put an in lap, he says he's a talk and do president. I was impressed